Hello everyone, welcome to Anime No Mi, and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. The defeat of Kaido and Big Mom is an event that will shake many characters, if not the world, when the news is announced. But if they lose their lives, it could be even more impactful. With these two emperors falling into the lava, what could be their fate? Could this be the end for the two Yonko? Or could it just be a simple defeat, and soon they may be back? In today's video, we're going to talk about the possibility of Kaido and Big Mom still being alive after falling into the lava, and what their goal might be now that they are no longer Yonko. But before we dive into the video, if you're new to the channel, we'd be absolutely honored if you consider leaving us a like, or even subscribing with a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out and motivates us to make more content, and if you'd like to help us out in a bigger way, consider sharing the video or the channel with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So friends, in Wano, we've just seen one of the biggest battles take place, so far pretty much in One Piece. Two Yonko against the alliance of three pirates of the worst generation, the Mink of the Zou and the Samurai of Wano, all united with the same goal of bringing down Big Mom and Kaido. And Luffy and his allies had a very hard time not only finding Kaido and Big Mom to face them, but also faced a fight in which Kaido and Big Mom had really a great advantage because of their extreme power. But because of their arrogance and thinking that Luffy, Law, and Kid couldn't defeat them, they ended up losing the battle. And Big Mom was the first to be defeated by Law and Kid, who used the power of their awakened devil fruits to knock her off Onigashima. Not long after that, it was Luffy who managed to defeat Kaido after also waking his own devil fruit and revealing the true identity of his fruit, which had been kept hidden from the world. After being defeated, Kaido and Big Mom fell from Onigashima and were thrown into the underground of Wano, where a lava core of the volcano is located. And after falling inside a huge crevice that was seen by most of the citizens of Wano, this made many of the citizens of Wano afraid and worried that the volcano might erupt. So far, the volcano has not reactivated, but it is giving indications that it could wake up at any moment, which could be a big problem for some places in Wano. Even if around the volcano is covered by a desert area, it still could be very dangerous. There are plenty of buildings and people that live in these lower areas. The city of Flowers is of course in a high place, so the lava may not reach there. But the lower islands that form Wano would be somewhat affected by this lava, and it could also take many of the lives of the people if it is not stopped. We also don't know if Kaido and Big Mom are still alive, as we saw that they're only passed out in the lava, and we don't have a clear view of what's happening to them, as they're only shown in silhouettes inside the lava. So it could be that they're really not feeling much pain, because even if they're inside the lava, their bodies don't seem to be burned, because probably of their immense resistance that they have, and this could actually prevent them from being burned. Kaido and Big Mom, of course, have already demonstrated several times throughout this battle that they have immense physical resistance, being able to withstand cuts, punches, and even elemental powers, and being able to resist without suffering much visible damage. This could mean that they're still alive, but just unconscious. But after they fell into the lava and the volcano apparently started to get active, it was just a seemingly big explosion, but we don't know what's going to happen afterwards. Because Kaido and Big Mom are still inside the lava and possibly could be still alive, they could end up causing the volcano to wake up, and in an attempt to get out of it, they could cause an eruption and cause Wano to be covered in lava. Kaido was the last to be defeated, but because he has this even greater level of resistance than Big Mom, he might be the one who wakens up first, so he could end up saving Big Mom to make the volcano wake up so that they're thrown out of it during the eruption. Kaido could even end up awakening his devil fruit, because we're not really sure if he's shown his awakened form or not, because it's not really fully been confirmed yet. Because Kaido still, although he was showing us new powers, we may not have seen the extent of his devil fruit. So far, we've seen that he's been able to destroy mountains, possess the ability to create flame clouds, and even turned his own body into flames so hot that they were able to melt anything that touched his body. Kaido was even able to burn one of the horns of Onigashima's skull just by touching it, not even by hitting it. So the temperature of Kaido's body can reach in this transformation kind of seems to resemble the power of the lava fruit that belongs to Akainu. By demonstrating this ability to transform his body into living flames, this demonstrates that Kaido has a great resistance to high temperatures. And even if the user possesses heat power, he still might suffer consequences of this power. This has been demonstrated by Sanji, who couldn't make his leg reach certain temperatures because he himself couldn't withstand the heat. But there are cases like Ace and Akainu that are an exception because they would have their body modified to withstand these temperatures. But Kaido's fruit is a Zoan, and it was wasn't made necessarily to be able to withstand these high temperatures, but rather to transform into a dragon. So Kaido has this resistant body and is able to assume the form of a fire dragon without suffering any damage or consequences to his body, or at least that's what we've seen so far. So it's possible that Kaido might be able to withstand the high temperature of the lava. But we gotta remember, Big Mom doesn't have that capacity. Her body is, of course, incredibly resistant because she's, of course, a giant, but she doesn't have a Logia of that type or even a Zoan that allows her to give that physical resistance to being inside the lava. So Big Mom's body may be slowly getting burned away. Now, she hasn't lost her life yet because, of course, she has that giant resistance. But Big Mom may not last for much longer. Now, even if Kaido hates Big Mom, he'd still probably save her because they've had a connection from even back in Rock's crew, and he might just save her to return whatever favor that he's owed her for a very long time, since maybe back in their days with the Rocks Pirates. With his Flame Dragon transformation, Kaido could get Big Mom and get out of the lava through the volcano, which of course would cause an immense explosion and reactivate the volcano. And then this would be some next bigger problems for Wano. If Wano was under the threat of being consumed by lava, this would give Kaido and Big Mom the chance to leave Wano without the Straw Hats or anyone else being able to do anything about it, because they might want to escape because they're no longer emperors and they've been defeated and may just want to be looking to get away with their lives. After they leave, it's also likely that they may not even go to Wano again, as they're tired after the combat against the alliance of pirates and samurai and mink. So they might just leave Wano to start some new kind of goal. In fact, Big Mom and Kaido could just return to Whole Cake, and now that Kaido no longer has any particular goal in mind, as he wanted to conquer the One Piece treasure, but the pirates of this new generation preventing him from doing it, he could just go ahead and live with Big Mom in Whole Cake for at least the time being. You see, Kaido's greatest dream has just been achieved. He'd been enchanted with Joy Boy, and the man that he'd waited for so long finally showed up. And now that Kaido knows that Luffy is the new Joy Boy, and that he was the only one who could defeat him, he may end up going after the Straw Hat to either battle with him, or just may not rest until he succeeds in getting that grand death that Kaido has always craved. This obsession of Kaido's of losing his life in a dignified or glorious manner still hasn't been fully explained yet. Now, it may be related to the events of Marineford, where Whitebeard was able to go out in that blaze of glory and still remain standing even after he died. But it also could be that this is something that Kaido also wants just because he needs to prove something. Something that we know that maybe he needs someone like Joy Boy to do it. But of course, as we know, Luffy doesn't like to take anyone's life. Even when Luffy's enemies have done something incredibly cruel to his friends or to the people, he still is avoiding taking their lives. And this is gonna go for Kaido as well. And Luffy wouldn't even take his life even if Kaido asked. So Kaido might face Luffy until this happens. And Kaido may not be looking to attack Luffy just for taking his life, because of course he knows that Luffy is gonna be the one that is capable of changing the world. So it may be something more of like a competitive battle, or even some form of advanced training that he can give Luffy. Most likely, Kaido may be just left with Queen, King, and a few select members of the Beast Pirates, because as we've seen in the last chapters, Yamato was able to make the rest of Kaido's pirates stop fighting. So with Yamato telling them to follow only Momonosuke, as he was their new leader, this opens up the possibility that the remaining of Kaido's pirates may just abandon him and now become citizens of Wano, serving this new shogun, Momonosuke. So what would remain for Kaido would be a crew with quite a few less pirates. But being a pirate and conquering the One Piece treasure may not just be his goal anymore, because of course he's faced off against Joy Boy. So it may be just that he's gonna want to face Luffy again normally. Big Mom, for her part, might also give up on her dreams of obtaining the treasure as well, and just leave herself to protect her own island and her children, because she may not have any other goals in mind to fulfill at this time. And even though she may not be looking for more conflict, she's gonna eventually run into Luffy at some point again, because he did say during the Whole Cake arc that Luffy vowed to return to have a rematch against Big Mom and, of course, Katakuri. This means that Luffy in the future could go back to Whole Cake again to defeat Big Mom for everything she did in the past and prove to be stronger than it. And not only that, Luffy, of course, really is going to want that confrontation and that rematch against Katakuri. Because we have to remember, at the end of their epic matchup, he did promise Katakuri that one day he would return to offer him a rematch. So even though he's no longer in the pursuit of getting the One Piece, Big Mom and Kaido will at some point point face Luffy again, at least for their own goals. Despite the fact that Kaido and Big Mom are no longer Yonko, they are still extremely powerful, and in the future could play a very important role in the overall story of the One Piece world. Now, of course, Oda-sensei, our creator of the One Piece, has said that there is going to be a bigger battle at the end, one that's going to make the Battle of the Best look like just a small-time kind of skirmish. This might be the moment where Big Mom and Kaido are going to end up participating, and whether they're an enemy or an ally or just coming in because they want to be fighting for their own reasons, we gotta see that there's still probably at least one more time that we're going to get to see these two former Yonko. And this final conflict could be the very end that Kaido has sought for so much and so long of his entire life. A fight that is worthy, that would lead him to lose his life in an honorable way, and it may even be appealing to Big Mom, who could see an end to the era of her piracy. And the end of this era would be that the three greatest pirates that were once a part of this legendary crew of the Great Pirates of Beck leads us to the next new generation of pirates that could rule the world and change it for the better. But for now, I'd love to know what you think about it. Do you think Big Mom and Kaido are down for the count and out of the story? Or do you think they're going to escape? If you do think they're going to escape, where do you think they'll go? Do you think it's going to be whole cake? Or do you think there's going to be one more go where they're going to try and get their revenge immediately? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So friends, as we wrap up this video, I want to thank you all so much for watching it all the way to the very end. Make sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like or maybe hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. Hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.